Today on Edu Chat, a South Dakota high school black student must, get this here, cut off his hair due to dress code policy or leave the school. What? Are you kidding me? Tune in to hear our thoughts. Are you in agreement with assigning homework every night to your students at every grade level? We will break down and share 4 practices to help with improvement that may yield better results inside the classroom.
The Educators with Damian Anderson, Darnell Funches, and me, Andrew Fred. The Educators starts right now.
Welcome to The Educators, everyone, and happy Wednesday. We hope all of you guys are having a great week thus far, and we have another amazing show for you guys on today. So as you guys can see, it's me and Andrew. Oh my gosh, I'm used to saying that. It is just me and Coach D, you guys, on today. Andrew, he will be back with us, you guys, soon. So sorry, Coach, for to call you Andrew because I'm used to saying that. But all right, you guys. So first up, you guys, we're going to talk about so you have the theory of learning styles. It sounds so good, into our schools because, different students, they have different learning styles of, of what works best for them. So one student, one student, might prefer, a recorded lecture, while another student might prefer, actual, they need to see things, right? And another student might, it's just, every student in my eye and, a lot with other teacher, every student is different of how you need to teach them. That's in my eye, because once I get inside the classroom, I am going to make sure that my students understand, what I am teaching them. It may be, for some of them, visual, showing them a video. Some of them, like paperwork. Some of them might, hands-on this and that. So it goes different ways. So we're going to break down, you guys, for practice of how to improve, that may, help works best inside your classroom. Now, Coach, I want to get your input onto this because me and Andrew, we kind of talk about this back in our past season, back in season 1, I believe, of where we talk about assigning homework to our students every night. And we both agree that we don't believe in homework because that is just not our thing. So I want to know from you, do you believe in homework for our students? Do you think that's great for them of how to improve? What's your, philosophy onto that?
Homework. I mean, it's kind of up and down with me. I mean, at some point, if we taught enough in the class, then I can say let's fall back a little bit from the homework. But then too, if we have children that are still needing understanding about it, then I feel like homework can play a good part. Homework to me is basically refreshing your memory of understanding what you had learned for me to see what it is that you're having problems with. Now, can we do that in a regular classroom setting? I really feel that we can, because like you said, you have different type of learning styles.
Right.
So I feel as though if I'm going to give homework to children that really doesn't, comprehend what we're doing, then I feel I can break it up. Like those kids who get it, they don't have to have homework. They can prepare for the next chapter, as to opposed to the children who are really struggling with it. They can have that homework, because as I said before, I can see what it is that they've been struggling with. You know what I mean? So then that way, once we see what they're at, then they can move on to the next chapter as well. So I believe it go hand to hand, no homework, or homework for those who really need it, to improve in what they having problems with.
Absolutely, yes. And I'm with you on that, yes, because, not every child, every student, needs to be assigned homework, because some students, they are great, at one particular lesson. For me,
Mm-hmm.
if they are excellent into that, then my job as a teacher, I don't need to assign you work because you had already mastered this the day I had taught you guys. But for the ones, who are
Mm-hmm.
struggling, who needs more help, who needs one-on-one time, that is where I'm going to spend my most time of dealing with
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some teachers probably not may not agree with me on to that, but my job as a teacher is to help all of my students improve to where I can go on, to my next lesson because my job, this just with me, I'm going to wait until all of my students has mastered this until I move on. Now, I know it will take some time. I understand that. But hey, I am willing. I'm willing to do that because that's for me, that's my job. So it goes both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and then also too, like what you're saying is good. Like I'm not taking nothing away from you on that.
Yeah.
But then you got to understand too, according to whatever school district you in,
Now, yeah.
if you spend a lot of time on it, then it becomes a well, what is the you understand what I'm saying? Because these
Yeah,
kids should
yeah.
have been moved. But you can stand on what you said because
Hmm.
why would I how can I move on? I get what you all are asking me to do. But how can I move on if my kids haven't even mastered it? And you're telling me I have to do this within 2 to 3 weeks, and these kids
Right.
ain't mastered this. Y'all want to throw that standardized test on them, and then when you throw that standardized test on them, then you're coming back to me talking, well, why didn't these kids learn? Because you all were rushing me,
Hmm.
and that allowed me to see and make sure that my students are mastering what they need. So when it's time for state testing or EOGs or whatever the case may be, my kids will be where they need to be.
Yes.
But y'all put a standard so high that for teachers like you who really want to see the kids move, bro, it's like they rushing us. Like, hurry up,
Hmm.
hurry up.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
how wait a minute. I can't hurry up. This isn't a hurry up process. It's called the 9 weeks. 9 weeks. So that means 9 weeks I have an opportunity to make sure that my children are mastering this. Now, if you just want somebody who doesn't really care about the kids, then by all means, we can just go and jump to all the goddamn chapters for all I care, because you're basically
Yeah.
telling me in my face you don't really want me to teach like that.
Yeah. And some of the lessons, some of them, it takes time. And then you have others, it's very quickly, some students, but some of them, it really, I don't think some of them, really, comprehend or understand that it takes time,
Mm-hmm.
to, I
Mm-hmm.
just, so, all right. Um, my next, number two, we talk about the homework part, assigning homework. My second, this quite ties in with homework of, with every student, of how can we make them understand, like how can we provide them, exit tickets, assignments, what works best for them of how to master a specific lesson that they are going through. Because some teachers, well, they probably don't want to do this and that because they want to like hurry up, but some of the students you need extra improvement of what they have learned, doing exit tickets, doing whatever quiz tests, to see where the students are at. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, man. That's why that's why I love Kahoot. Like for me, like 'cause at the end of the day, man, if we're talking about we're gonna make learning fun, then we gotta
Yeah.
make learning fun. I don't believe in saying one thing 1 minute and then doing the
Hmm.
opposite of what I said. I've been through that enough in my life to know that that's not going to make that any better than what it is, right?
Yeah.
So exit tickets, Kahoot, other learning games, bro, those are exceptionally well because yeah, it does show those who are struggling a little bit, but it's competitive and fun. You understand? Because you can take a guess and you just
Yeah.
never know, bro. Like that guess could, but
Yeah.
even if you guess it, even if I see you attempting to try, you can exit out my classroom because I see you attempting to try. That's when I
Exactly.
will pull you over to the side and say, hey, now when we do this again, you know what you got to do. So
Hmm.
I'll give you like for me, well, not even for me, like for you or for anybody else, bro. Like after school tutoring plays a big role too,
Yeah.
because we just talked about Kahoot, the exit ticket, right? So now I can see exactly what it is that you have a problem with on the game, and then I can tutor you, and then that way I can understand fully, like, okay, this is why you're having problems with this, because you may not know that 2 times 2 is 4, but now you're trying to
Yes.
figure out how the heck is 2 times 4 8. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's okay because I can show you how it goes. You understand what I'm saying? And so now
Hmm.
when we do this game again, you'll automatically know 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 6 is 12. Why? Because we were repeatedly going over it so you can get it, get it in your head to understand. Like, I get it. And that for me shows a lot of growth when you can
Yeah.
take that time out as well too, and then do your thing, man. So yeah, that everything you said is on go.
Yes, absolutely. Then, going back with the after school tutoring part, yes, because I'm absolutely going to do that. I'm going to have it because I'm going to be just like my junior English teacher. She used to, have tutorings every morning, every, once, quite almost every day. And then she also would come, even on weekends, to help her students. That is
Right.
right there, is, it doesn't, and, she took time out of her day, out of her
Mm-hmm.
schedule because she wanted her students to succeed not only inside of her classroom but also outside of her classroom as well. So
Right.
it's just we again we need to do I know I keep saying this all the time onto the show. You teachers need to do what's best, what works best for them inside their classroom because nobody else, knows except for you because you have, your students. If you have that
Mm-hmm.
bond with them,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know who, which student is struggling, who needs more attention, this and that. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
um, absolutely. Okay. The third, behavior charts and data walls. I remember back in middle school that one of my math teacher, she did this of data walls. She used to have a bulletin board inside her classroom and she would show, the progress of, as a whole. She didn't show, because she didn't want to, like embarrass us or like having our names, then see where each one of her students, she did it as a whole group of
Mm-hmm.
of what, like, okay, first period is doing well in this, second period probably needs, more attention into this area, so on and so on. You
Mm-hmm.
think teachers should do this instead of, like, instead of not, try to embarrass each one of their students of displaying each child's name to where, students can make fun of, okay, you're not doing, it's just, I don't like that. It should be as a whole, as a group, not individual. That's how I see it.
Yeah, it should be as a whole, but also too, bro, it has to be some type of individual. It has to be some type of what's the word I'm looking for? It has to be some type of accountability as an individual,
Okay.
as opposed as just with the group, right? We
Yeah.
know it like if we all come together as a group, right? We pretty much know that the highest of the high is gonna pretty much make the whole group look good, right? But
Yeah.
then how do we find out who's struggling? And what I mean by struggling, I don't mean like he actually got embarrassed and stuff like that, but you can do a data thing and put like a code name on it. Kids ain't got to know what the code name is, right? But
Hmm.
you know who you assign to that group. That makes sense what I'm saying?
Yes,
Not for
yes,
everybody
yes.
to know.
Yeah.
But then you do it like that. Then when you start doing individual data, behavior, whatever, you'll literally start to see at times, bro. I can honestly say at times you'll start to see that who you thought was struggling really excelled because they just needed that one-on-one time. And you're not talking about, well, coach, what about those who have behavior issues. Hey man, some of the baddest kids are smart. They just choose to act out. So even if you did do the whole data thing, and you telling me that Coach D over here acting up, but shoot, Coach D, he 85% in the class on the data. But he bad. He understands the work. So the data showing like this kid came from a 50 and he's now up at an 85. I mean, yeah, I might be singled out as the worst kid in the classroom, but you can't single me out when it comes to the data, showing that I understand what's going on.
True.
So I feel like it has to work. It has to work two ways. It has to be accountability for the group, but it has to be accountability though for the individual as well. You don't want to get embarrassed. You do what you need to do. But as a teacher, it is your role not to allow that to happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. And and lastly, I want to see what your take on, of students having recess on, it could be, either, elementary, middle, or hey, even high school students. But what do you think, of should students on a daily basis have recess, or should it just be?
Why not? Why can't them babies go out and you know what I'm saying, take a little energy out? Why not? Now high school, they high school, man. I don't think they need to be going outside and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, having a little break in between, yeah, I can rock with that. Middle school, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think they really care much to go outside like that. But maybe getting together with the PE coach and saying, hey, man, can we use the gym? I'm going to just bring my kids in here. We can play a little dodgeball, a little kickball, something like that. I mean, sometimes they need to get it all out. I'm not saying that that'll help every single behavior issue, but you want to get kids fully focused, allow them to take out a lot of that energy that they have, especially after lunch. I feel like anything after lunch, they need to let it all out. But other than that, though, bro, like I don't see no problem. Like it's not an issue. It's just only the ones who make it an issue, bro. Because they're gonna try to make something out of nothing. The kids should do this because it's gonna take a. But then you've been calling for the darn dean all day. You just can't take these kids outside for 5 minutes. So no, I feel like recess is not a problem, and I feel like it should be established. Let them babies go out and play, man. Or do a 10-minute break in between your classes. I mean, in between your learning sessions in middle and high school, man. Yeah, I said 10 minutes. It sounds like a long time, but in actuality, it's not, depending on the class schedule.
Yeah, it's really not. No. Okay. Because students, they do need, a break from here and there. I mean, seriously, it's okay. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna, like hurt them or anything. I mean, it's okay. Let them, turn off their brains off for a couple of minutes. Let them, have fun. Interact with their friends, and and once they come back, they can, start back up again. Yeah, it's totally fine. So you guys, that's our fourth practice right there. So we will have to take a break, but we'll be right back, you guys, with more of The Educators. So stay right there. Welcome back to the educators, you all. All right, so it's time to hop right back into some topics. All right. So Coach D, you brought this up to me a couple weeks ago, I believe, in one of our meetings that we had about you. Well, you probably want to wait to have this with Andrew, but let me just say, you wanted, for us to talk about the unity of education, right?
Yep. The unity of education. Yep.
Yes. So you want to kind of like start that off today, and we could like do a part one, and then we could do part two once Andrew comes back, if that's fine with you.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do
All
that.
right. All right. So the floor is open to you now, Coach.
So it's funny because I talking to my mom today, and she pretty much was like, there is no unity in education, and I'm like, well, I get that part. I understand that, but I need to dig deep in understanding why, and let's just cut the crap about color, because that seems to be everyone's answer. It's always about color. It ain't got nothing to do with color, yo. Because that's getting old now. That's getting old. I'm sick of hearing it, bro. Like, it's getting old. That shouldn't have anything to do with being a unified administration, a unified group of teachers. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you say you're for the kids, then be for those kids. Show unity in that. And what I mean by unity is, don't try to overstep my boundaries because you want to prove a point. Stand toe to toe with me and say, you know what? No, you're not gonna do Mr. Anderson's work in my classroom, because this is not the place to do it. You're gonna do my work. And I'm going to stand behind him. And Mr. Anderson should be able to say, and he's absolutely right. No, this isn't the time. Not right now. Because we have to get other things done. And you doing my work in this class isn't the time for it. You get what I'm saying? Especially if it's a joint class, if it's a team lead in there. It's just many things where that can show unity. Because kids watch all the time. But what do? We talk behind the teacher back. We go over and beyond and act like we don't care what they're talking about. My class is more important than your class. And so forth and so forth. And I don't like how you doing this. That's not unity. That's tearing up the family.
It is.
That's the problem. You gotta stop tearing up the family. And we gotta get rid of the people who just want to be with the drama all day. Just get rid of them and bring in the people who really want to care and want to say, hey, we may have our ups and downs, but we're gonna make sure that we stay tight-knit, because this is what the students need to see. They need to see it.
They do. They do. And, of just like, of what you said, Coach, oh crap, we're running out of time. I was in Bible study like this week, we was kind of talk something similar about that here. Then my opinion, onto this is that, these people, who are tearing down this and that, for me, I don't got time to pay attention to them. I could just ignore them. Just ignore them. That's their problem. That doesn't concern me. Don't bring that over into my area, because my area is positivity only. I don't need all the negativity of you trying to do this and that. So I'm just ignore them. I don't got time for them. So just if you guys, teachers, if you can do that, just try to ignore them. It's going to make it easier for me. It's going to make it easier. But yeah, it's just like you said, Coach, we need more unity, into our schools now, seriously, because it's just, we're so divided. We're so divided, not just only, into our schools, but in this country, we are. It's just, it's a mess. It's a mess. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, who's gonna step up?
Yes.
You gotta be somebody, bro. I'm so over I gotta go to the president, go to the governor. I'm not gonna go to them no more.
No.
Because for some of them, they don't care. So I just do my own thing. And as long as it's not, as long as it doesn't endanger my life or other people's lives, we got to fight for what we believe in, And if you believe in making sure these children get the education that they need, then let's come together and let's do what we need to do to make sure that these children get what they need to get.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. And with me, yeah, I'm going to do everything, into my power, of trying to do what's best for me. I don't care who comes in trying to stop me. If you guys want to do that, fine. Fire me, this and that, fine. You could do that. I'm going to go somewhere else to where I can make another change happen because that's what I'm all about. I really, it's sad. It just really is because we can't, we have to do things in their way. We can't do things into our way. Why is that? Why can't we do that?
Right. And then after this, I'm done. And then we'll do part 2 next week. But if it's my vision, why are you trying to interfere on it? It's my vision. I'm the one that says, Coach Darnell, educator. That's me. Not governor such and such. And I'm going to do whatever the heck I want to do because I don't want to line up with your vision. Then, bro, you may need to go be a governor somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because education is always going to be important, whether you like it or not. Whether you want to take the pilgrims out, whether you want to take slavery, whatever y'all trying to do, bro, at the end of the day, if you're going to take out like slavery, y'all ain't never had it in the books in the first place anyways. Like, you going to take out something you never had in there in the first place. But we can't talk about it, though. But we can talk about everything else. But we can't talk about that. That's a conversation for another day. That's why I say people need to understand that history is history. It doesn't matter what your race is. History is history. And then I would say this, I don't have no problem with nobody. How is it that you can't talk about slavery, but you can talk about the Holocaust? And the Holocaust wasn't even treacherous than slavery was. Slavery was more treacherous than the Holocaust. But they talk about that. Have y'all ever asked those Jew students how they felt about y'all talking about that? But don't nobody want to ask that question, though. Don't nobody want to ask is how those students felt when somebody talked about the Holocaust. How you let that make them feel, bro? I'm pretty sure they're not happy. No. I'm pretty sure it makes them feel uncomfortable. But part 2 next week.
Yeah. We're gonna save this part 2 for next week, you guys. So it's time for us to take another break, you guys. But we'll be right back. We have one more topic, you guys, and it's gonna be a good one. So stay right there. You're watching The Educators. Welcome back to The Educators. So let's hop right back in, you guys. So Andrew, because I know he's watching right now, he will remember this back in our 3rd season of where we had talked about a Texas high school student who was not able to attend class or even graduate from high school due to his dreadlocks. Having dreadlocks back in 2020. And me and Andrew, we had that conversation before you even joined the show, Coach. So this time, you guys, this story has surfaced around again, but this time at a South Dakota high school. So administrators at the school told the student parents that he must cut off his hair or leave the school. So the student, who is black, of course, he wears his hair in a transitional African twist known as locks. And his mother said that the length of his hair has not been an issue before until now, all of a sudden. So the current uniform code specifies that boys' hair's length must be above the collar. But get this right here. The dress code policy at the school is reviewed every 5 years, and it was last updated in 2018. So the president of that school says this here, and I quote, obviously, some people may or may not agree with the policy, but as for us as a Catholic school, because that is a Catholic school, they have expectations as parents when they enroll, understanding what our handbook is and what it represents on dress code. It's not like it hasn't been reviewed, before. So, Coach, I want to ask you this because me and Andrew, we had this type of conversation back in season 3. What do you think of this here of a school telling a student that he must cut off his hair due to their dress code policy, and if not, he has to leave the school? And with me, I believe that is a bunch of bull again. Seriously, you can't, and just like I said back in past season, you cannot, this just with me, you guys, you can't tell someone, I'm sorry, not a student, I don't care, to cut off their hair for you to, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. You don't have the right. I don't care, school superintendents, whoever you are, you don't have that right. I'm done talking now. You go, Coach.
Nah, you don't, bro. Ain't nothing. Listen, we done had a lot of topics in life.
Yeah.
But this one don't even
no.
It don't even need to be long because it's wrong. Hair is not a dress code.
Right.
Y'all forgot.
Right.
Hair is not dress code, y'all. What Damien has on, that's dress code. Now, if I come to school with this on and don't have my collar shirt on, now I'm in violation of dress code. But you can't sit up and tell me that my bald head doesn't fit within the school standards of a dress code. Where y'all get to that? Boy, I really try to be transparent about everything, but come on, man. This South Dakota, bro. And I'm pretty sure they ain't a lot of us up there in South Dakota. But even if it was, that don't give y'all the audacity. I done been to Catholic school, so I already know the foolishness that comes with going to a Catholic school, bro. Because the standards are so extremely high for no reason. Just let us be, because everybody is not Catholic, bro. That's another discussion on another day, bro. Like how they treat Christians and Catholics, bro. Oh my goodness, yo, that's a conversation for another day. But at the end of the day, man, that young man ain't done nothing wrong to y'all.
No, absolutely not.
And yet, y'all must have really had, I ain't gonna lie, bro, they must have had a meeting about him. They must have nothing else to talk about. And they just decided, we don't like his dreadlocks, so we're gonna just come up with this dress code rule that if your hair, really? I'm pretty sure, bro, there's some students there right now who hair passes the collar. Because you ain't finna sit up here and tell me that it's not. But y'all want to single that man out. Nah, bro, that's wrong, man. Y'all dead wrong for that.
Absolutely. And just like I told, Andrew, what is it with schools? I just don't get. What do they have against, with dreadlocks? Like, why does that seem to be a big issue or a problem for you guys? I don't get that, because this story right here and then the one back in 2020, they're both similar. They really are. They really are. They have the schools. They have something against, with students. Well, certain students, Black students with dreadlocks.
Mm-hmm. I had an issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
I had an issue with that, yo. Like we're telling y'all we have an issue with that because we trying to figure out since when since since when has that ever became a problem? Who decided that just all of a sudden today, like that's an issue?
Right.
Who
I
took
mean,
initiative on that? Can't do nothing no more. You can't express how you feel because you might offend somebody. Everybody who expresses how they feel isn't offending anybody, right? That's just
mhm.
how they feel. And
Yeah.
this the key word is they, not
Yeah.
them. That's how they feel.
Yes.
So what y'all mad that y'all can't get dreads or something? Like I'm just asking y'all, like, hey, what you mad because you can't get dreads? Just saying, because if you want dreads, you know, all you gotta do is just go get some extensions. I mean, if you feeling some type of way, that man ain't doing. I leave, bro. I leave.
Yeah, oh,
I
absolutely.
leave.
100%. 100%. Because as a student, you're telling me of what I need to do,
Right,
with my body. Let me just say that with my
right,
body. You can't, I'm sorry, you guys don't have, I'm gonna say it again, you don't have the right. You don't.
right, right.
And if you're gonna, do this to me, then fine, I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna just leave and go to, somewhere to a school that I feel safe, of where they treat me right, of where I feel seen, heard, and valued. Because it seems like, these two schools, the one here in South Dakota and then the one in Texas, they don't care about their students. So
Like
that's
they
it.
don't they care, but not in the sense of how we care. They only care what's convenient for them to care about.
Yeah, for them only.
Yep, that's it. Dame's right. That is it. Because we will not.
Yeah.
What y'all not gonna do is get me and Dame hype right now because we've really been on our best behavior today. Because
Yeah,
that right
yeah,
there
until
is
until
not.
this right here.
Yeah. So yeah, we gonna jump. We gonna jump and go ahead, Dame.
Yeah. All right,
We
you
gonna jump.
guys. Yeah, because I'm not gonna waste my time onto that again. You guys can listen. Yeah, because I did this. We did this in our third season, me and Andrew. You guys can listen to that right there. I would just give you guys a refresher of what, it's a mess. But we will have to take a break, you guys, but we'll be right back to end our show for today. So stay right there. You're watching The Educator.
You love watching The Educators? Well, you can be part of our conversation too. The Educators is active on social media. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also follow us on Twitter. Join the conversation by telling us what you think. Behind the scenes content. Stay up to date of what's happening on our show and the world. Because you keep the conversation going. So let's get social. Like, comment, and connect with us on The Educators.
Welcome back, you guys. So, Coach, we had a great show today until
Yes.
the last segment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had a good show today. We hope you guys enjoy it as well. To our viewers out there watching, who watch us every week. We see you and we appreciate you guys. We send you all of our love on today. Andrew, we did miss you on today, and we will see you soon. So we hope you're doing well, and we'll see you soon. So thank you all for watching, tuning in. We send you our energy. We feel your support, and we thank you all so much. So until then, we will see you guys right back here next time on The Educator. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys next time.